What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is John Paul Investing. I know I look like I just got out of bed, and that is because I did. But the point is that I am not here to look beautiful. I'm here to tell you about NNDM Stock and my thoughts surrounding the most recent registered direct offering for $332.5 million. So I really did think about it, and I put, pretty much right off the top of my head what exactly the implications of this money raise are, and basically the position that they're in, which some of you already know, and a couple more details which I'll get into here in a second. So the first one is that I think they raised this money because they are trying to get to $1 billion. I mentioned this in past videos. I don't remember exactly which video just because I have so many at this point, but I mentioned that there is a chance that they would raise up to $1 billion just because it's a round number, it's the golden egg, right? They have $1 billion. If you have $1 billion, you have a lot of options. What would you do with $1 billion? If you're saving people time, money, and energy, what is that worth to you? So, they have $1 billion. They have a lot of options. At this point, they can acquire whatever small company they want to. And, it's just a matter of time before they announce it. The second part is the institutional investors and whatever happens behind the scenes. We don't really get to see exactly what happens behind the scenes. Institutional investors get a much more clear inside scoop into NNDM's plans just because there is so much money involved. For us to give them, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 of our own hard-earned money, they put enough material out there to, justify this. But when it comes to putting, like $5, $10, $20 million, they're probably going to want a lot more information. So we don't know exactly what happens behind the scenes. No one has the window into, the back end of the business, and we don't really get to see exactly what happens there. So it doesn't mean you have to assume the worst. Q4 earnings has not happened yet, so we really haven't had any questions answered yet. So really, guys, it's just a matter of being patient and letting them do their thing. You don't have to react emotionally on these decisions if you have the facts in check. You have to remember, NNDM is not on their ass doing nothing. They're really trying to develop this product, and they're going to get a lot of help and support from these institutional investors, which is going to help them accelerate this process. They are getting stuff done. Let's not forget about intellectual property and patents that they've been working on for the past, at least 5 years now, 6 years. You're telling me they're going to do all of this research and then publicize it and then put it to waste because you think the CEO is going to go buy a private island and a jet with this money that he's raised? It's like you guys are imagining Murphy's Law is going to take effect in NNDM stock. And for those of you who don't know what Murphy's Law is, it pretty much just means that whatever bad that could happen will happen. And that's definitely not the case here. You have to understand the possible applications for NNDM's products. It's a really early company, guys. There's no other way to put it. They're really early. But the benefit to us as investors is that we already have proof of concept from them, and they're working on scalability. And right now, it's a little hard to do that because of CV19. So it's really not, a surprise to us that, they would raise more money. Their printers are targeting a multi-billion-dollar industry in a variety of sectors. Tell me how a company can scale, $5 or $10 or $30 million that they had last year into a multi-billion-dollar project with just that little amount of money. Tell me how it's possible. It's really not. Which takes me to my fourth claim. So if NNDM or Yoav Stern were to use this money in some nefarious way, he would be surrendering years of experience for jail time. Do you really think he would do that? This man has been in mergers and acquisitions for years, decades, I believe since the 80s or the early 90s. Do you really think he would throw all of this away just to potentially have to go into hiding near the end of his life? Not saying that he's gonna freaking die soon, but I'm just saying, he's an older gentleman. He has no interest in trying to take your money and steal it and do really sketchy stuff with it. This guy was more than likely already a millionaire going into NNDM when they hired him as the CEO. So I really don't think this is the case, and you guys really need to stop assuming this kind of stuff. You have to remember, in stocks, in the short term, stocks are a voting tool. So we vote with our money, and then eventually people will start to pile in once they see the value. So in the end, it becomes a weighing tool. It will start to gain traction, and at this point, this is where it becomes the weighing tool. This stock went from a small cap to an almost mid-cap stock already, and this is not the end of the road for them. So this is also something you guys have to remember. And my last point here is the fact that they are doing these registered direct offerings with high profile institutional investors who are managing a lot of money and are not in the same mindset as you and I, you know, trying to maybe day trade stocks or something, which I don't do, by the way. Institutional investors have a much longer time horizon for their investments, and it's much more of a positive thing that these guys have a hold of a majority of shares, because it shows, you know, large money and big brain interest into this company, and it keeps it out of the hands of retail traders who really don't have long-term horizons for the most part, and it really prevents the stock from dumping from people who do have a lot of money and want to just make a few bucks. So guys, you really don't have to be worrying about these cash raises. Nothing nefarious has happened. They're still doing their thing. It's only been like a few months. Guys, in stocks, a few months is like a day, you know? Like, it's really short period of time. So I guess my final point is that, you know, if you guys can't trust them and you can't sleep comfortably because you think that they're going to steal your money, then just don't invest in them. It's really that simple. I cannot find a single business out there that is targeting the industry that they are targeting in the way that they are targeting it, that has the proof of concept, has the big name backing, has the money, and has no debt, and is not a brand new company that just started, you know, last year or like 2 years ago, like some of these SPACs that we see out here. All of these things, to me, converge into a singularity of all the things that I would really want in looking in a potentially huge growth company going forward. But I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. You either know what they're doing or you don't. If you don't, I have a lot of videos about them that you could watch. And if you do, well, you guys know what to look for, you know what to expect, and that's what we're waiting on. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked what you were watching, go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to get notified when I make videos just like this one. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.